Hey, what's up everybody? cmdrradix here bringing you another video. So today I'm thinking let's review Scarlett Volume 1 Special Mission by Kelly Thompson. So you guys might know that I am sort of reviewing the Energon Universe trade by trade. So we've done videos already on Void Rivals Volume 1, Transformers Volume 1, Duke Cobra Commander, and right now we're doing a video on Scarlett. There was Void Rivals Volume 2, I have not recorded that video yet. That will probably come out before this video you're watching right now comes out. So hopefully Void Rivals Volume 2 is already out. The video review of that is already out by the time we get to this video. But we're sort of reviewing the Energon Universe trade by trade. This will also be a spoiler-heavy review. I'm not really caring about spoilers or no spoilers in these reviews, so if you really don't want to be spoiled, keep that in mind. So Scarlett Volume 1, Special Mission. Already we see a theme that's been running in the titling of these volumes, Special Mission, right? A lot of the subtitles for these volumes have come from taglines of the franchises they're related to, right? So Transformers was, I think, Robots in Disguise. Void Rivals was More Than Meets the Eye, right? And here we have Special Mission, right? The Special Mission series was something that sort of ran alongside the G.I. Joe A Real American Hero series. What is there to say? This is my first video I've recorded in a long while. So apologies if I'm not really in the groove how I usually am, although I feel like most videos more than not have been like this lately. That's also kind of the reason why I'm reviewing this video, making this video before I make the Void Rivals Volume 2 video, because Scarlett is more fresh in my mind. I just read it today, and I need to prepare myself to record a video again. So overall, my thoughts on the Scarlett book is that it's the weakest of the miniseries of the Energon Universe so far, and I think it might even be weaker than Void Rivals Volume 1. Void Rivals Volume 1, though I had some things that I wasn't really satisfied with in that book, I was much more engaged with Void Rivals Volume 1 than I was with this Scarlett book. And there are a few reasons for this. For one, you know, after reading Duke, I have a good handling on who Duke is. After reading Cobra Commander, I have a good handling on who Cobra Commander is. You know, Duke and Cobra Commander's origin stories. What are they here for? What are they about? I left Scarlett Volume 1 feeling like I still don't know too much about Scarlett in this universe. I know that she's a skilled warrior, I know that she's very compassionate towards her friends, I know that she speaks Japanese fluently for some reason, but besides that I don't really know much about her. I don't know much about her origin, I don't really know why she's so skilled, I don't really know what drives her besides protecting her friends, even though we see that she's an active operative who has been operating without her friend for 2 years, that friend being Jinx. The friendship between Jinx and Scarlett is very good in this book, very well developed. That's one of the book's strengths. But outside of the nature of their friendship, I don't really feel like I know anything about Scarlett and Jinx, respectively. I don't really understand Jinx's motivations, Jinx's morality. I don't really know what to make of Jinx. I don't even fully know what Scarlett's job is. She does not seem to be a normal US soldier, and her position in the United States military is very vague. She's operating as a sort of super agent. She has very special armor, a very special uniform that doesn't really blend in with any like CIA or something like that. But she's just part of some vague organization, vague unit, a vague special unit at the beginning of the book. And then later on she gets tasked by Stalker to go to the Arashikage clan where Jinx has run away to, right? But it's very unclear whether or not Scarlett's mission in this book was tied to G.I. Joe or if she was just happened to be working underneath a G.I. Joe agent. And you know, at this point in time, I think G.I. Joe had just started up, so they still aren't fully running. We know from the Energon Universe special, I believe, that G.I. Joe has their eyes on Scarlett, that they might want to recruit Scarlett at some point, but we don't really see any initiation of her into G.I. Joe. We don't see any other G.I. Joe characters. We see Snowjob, but it's kind of unclear if Snowjob is actually a member of the Joe team or not at this point in time. He's called by his code name Snowjob a lot, but it almost seems more like a nickname than anything else, not like a real code name. Scarlett, I don't think is ever called Scarlett in the book. She's always consistently called Shauna O'Hara, right? She's called by her real name, not by her Joe code name, because she's not part of the G.I. Joes. But then it's then that raises a lot of questions. Why isn't G.I. Joe trying to infiltrate the Arashikage clan? Why does it have to be Scarlett? Well, Scarlett understands Jinx symbols, that might be why, but why not recruit her into G.I. Joe for this mission? I don't know. We can talk a little bit about the Arashikage clan. They're there, they're mysterious. We don't really know what their motivations are. We don't really know why there's this ninja clan in the mountains of Japan. There's the Hard Master. We don't really know much about Storm Shadow or the Hard Master. For this book to have so few characters, we still come out of the book not really understanding anything about these characters. There are many points in the book where Scarlett kind of mentions that she's afraid of the potential Storm Shadow has, that Storm Shadow could become a big problem later. There's sort of this discussion of whether the Arashikage could be allies to the people who love freedom, as Jinx puts it, or if they would become enemies. Jinx is working with them because she thinks they're better than Cobra, but then the question stands, why is she working with them? Why not some other organization? How does she know about Cobra? And then the big payoff of this book, the big climax of the book, is this mission in order to get the Sword of Life, which I have never heard of before. So this isn't like a legacy Energon Universe, Hasbro Universe thing. It's a katana that's made out of Energon. And there doesn't seem to be any explanation in the book why there is a sword made out of Energon, why a sword made out of Energon is like considered one of the most powerful weapons in the world. It seems very weird. Like, I get Energon powerful, sure. If you turn Energon into a sword, how is that more stronger than like a nuclear bomb? Right? Who created this sword? Why is there an Energon sword? Why were the Arashikage willing to throw their highest officers into death in order to obtain this sword? Why was Cobra willing to almost come out into public and blowing up buildings in Tokyo in order to get that sword? Well, Cobra wants the Energon, right? They want the Energon source, the source of energy as established in the Cobra Commander book. But all that for a sword? How much Energon is really in that one sword? Aren't there other sources of Energon out there? The Energon sword, frankly, felt like a shoo-in that the writer had to put in there in order to tie the book to the Energon Universe. Which is weird that the book feels like it's forcing itself to be part of the Energon Universe, because the story itself doesn't really... It's not a big enough story to justify being a miniseries. It's not a big enough story to justify being its own separate 5-issue arc in this universe. It feels like it's just there to set up potential plotlines in the future G.I. Joe comics. Which is weird, because like the story exists only to become a piece of the Energon Universe, and at the same time the story itself feels shoehorned into the Energon Universe, forcing itself to have the Energon sword, and it's very strange. So overall, this was the weakest book in the miniseries of the Energon Universe so far. It's not necessarily a bad book. There's still quite a bit I like about it. The wounds that are inflicted on Scarlett feel real in the story. Cobra looks fantastic in this story. The artist really nailed Cobra down. The art in general I actually was okay with. Storm Shadow looked pretty cool. So the book itself isn't bad, but I wouldn't call it good either. It feels kind of like a placeholder. I really wish we could have gotten to know more about Scarlett. I feel like the Hasbro Universe's first strike was probably a better spotlight on the character of Scarlett than this book titled Scarlett. Maybe even Scarlet Strike Force was better at being a Scarlett book than this book. But whatever, we'll see where this goes. Let me know what you thought on the book Scarlett Volume 1 Secret Mission in the comments below. But that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. Follow me on social media. All links are in the description, especially Instagram and X, where I'm most active probably of all my social media, as well as the Discord server. Link is in the description. And while you're at it, why not check out other Energon Universe reviews that I've done on this channel? There's a playlist somewhere. But that's going to wrap up this video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.